Hello, welcome to my channel. Um, my name is Lyra. I'm Starcaller. That is my magical name and the name that I will be going by on this channel. Nice to meet you. I am very new at this. This is my first video ever, so please bear with me while I get the hang of things. I'm going to start off my channel by telling you all how I came down the path of becoming a witch. I love being a witch. It is the most fantastic thing that I have ever experienced in my life, and it has brought much joy and purpose to a life where I felt so lost and unwelcomed before. Okay, so this all started when I was about 10 years old. I was kind of an outcast, and not that I didn't have any friends, but I didn't have very many friends because I was just different. I loved to take walks in the woods, and I loved to collect things like stones and bones and birds' nests and wasps' nests and weird patches of moss, pretty leaves that I found, cool sticks that just looked really cool, and I loved it. And I would often bring these things to show and tell and show them off because I was so very proud of them when other kids were bringing things like toys and knickknacks and just maybe books, just things that a normal kid would bring, but not me. I had to bring the weird stuff, I guess. And this continued for a long time. Whenever I would stay over at friends' houses, we would stay up late, like trying to contact spirits. I would see shadows and shadow figures, and I would see ghostly images and hear ghostly voices all the time. And whenever I would check out books at the library, they would always be about the paranormal and legends and myths and supernatural beings. And when I was between middle and high school, I got really into astrology. My mother was very into astrology, and that's where I learned about it the most and picked it up. But I thought it was very interesting in how a lot of the information given would really match on how people acted and who they were. And so I studied it more and more, and I didn't really find this path based on like movies and TV shows or anything. It was really just kind of something that was natural to me, but I didn't really realize it. I thought all the things that I was really into were just things like everyone else was interested in. I loved candles. I loved incenses, plants, and animals. I loved animals. I would have such bonds with animals and really felt like I would be able to talk to these animals and they would know what I was saying, you know, real communication. And after, you know, like the middle of high school, I felt really troubled. I was still a loner and an outcast, and I didn't have very many friends. The friends I had were good friends, very good friends, because they were a lot like me. But in a way, they weren't like me. So this continued for a long time, a very long time, and up until about my 30s, because I am 36 now. I was still lost. I had all these interests and all these things, and all these things happened to me, and I really felt like I was different. I had premonitions and dreams and everything that seemed to not be what other people were experiencing. And so I felt lost. I didn't know what to do with myself. And it all came to a climax, really, when I first walked into a witchcraft shop. And when I walked in, there was nature just everywhere, and candles and incenses and stones and crystals and books, and I felt like I was finally home. Like a huge weight had been taken off of my shoulders, and I no longer felt so weird and like such an outcast or so lost. And when I picked up my first book on witchcraft, I felt like this is it. This is what I am, and this is what I have needed my entire life. And I just didn't know it. I had no idea. My family was Christian, and they tried to keep me away from such things. I wasn't even allowed to play Magic the Gathering, the card game, because it had magic in the title. It was just ridiculous things, really, now that, I look back on it. But, it all just made sense, when I walked into that shop, and I met the head lady of the store, and I worked up a deal with her, cleaning her shop in trade for taking her classes. And she taught me, she took me under her wing, and she taught me everything that I know, and I love her so much. She is my mama witch forever and ever, and I am eternally grateful for what she taught me. And I am hoping that you all will join me while I share all of my teachings and everything that I have learned and that I go through with you, because it's really a truly magical experience, and I hope that it can help you to live more of a magical life and to see that everything isn't just basic and non-magical. Everything is